We're currently in a massive housing crisis. Everywhere you look, everyone is talking about the market, what it's doing, the sky is falling. So let's take a few minutes to actually look at it and discuss what's actually happening right now. Y'all have heard me talk in other videos about why we are where we are in this housing market and what it's done over the last 18 months or so. A lack of people willing to sell their homes, paired with a surplus of people willing to buy homes because of low interest rates, have caused things like really low days on market, multiple offers way over the asking price. All of these things are what shot the prices up. But in the last few weeks, we've felt a significant shift. What's happening right now? The Feds raised the interest rates. Now, they're not talking about mortgage interest rates, they're talking about the 10-year Treasury yield. And if we look at charts over time, the mortgage rate has closely followed the 10-year Treasury yield. So it's a good indicator that we look at for mortgage rates. This caused mortgage interest rates to shoot from the mid-2s, where they were, to the mid-5s in just a couple of months, leaving buyers with a severe case of sticker shock. A home buyer looking to buy a home at $350,000 at a 3% interest rate, your principal payment is going to be about $1,625. But with a 5% interest rate, that same mortgage is over $2,000 a month for the principal payment. And all of that happening when we're seeing record inflation numbers. So let's talk about the other elephant in the room, a recession. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but a good way of looking at what's ahead is to see what's happened in the past when we've faced a recession. If we look back at these past recessions, you can see what happened during the '08 crisis. That had completely different market conditions than what we're seeing right now. The mortgage industry caused a surplus of homes to come on the market because of their lending practices, and that's what caused a surplus of homes. That, partnered with the recession that we were going through at the time, was too much for the market to handle. And together, they did cause a crash. Because they weren't able to sell any of these homes that they had just foreclosed on and that people needed to sell, that's what led to the steep decline in prices, is because they couldn't sell any of these homes. Remember, right now, we have the complete opposite market conditions. We have a lack of people willing to sell their homes and a surplus of people willing to buy their homes. That's why prices went up, not down. Looking at these past recessions, we can see that there's no other time in history where a recession has caused or resulted in lower home values, except for the one that was caused by the real estate industry itself. During these times, a consumer's wallet will tighten, their budget may shrink, but life still happens. People are still moving for jobs, families expand and contract, lots of things still happen where people are still choosing to buy and sell homes, even during a recession. So you're probably asking at this point, how do we know and how do we track that? Well, us in the real estate industry track our supply in months of supply. Showing Time defines this as if no more homes entered the market for sale, how long would it take for us to sell out of all of our available homes? To give you a little bit of context for this, the National Association of Realtors describes it as, historically, a supply of 6 months will lead to a market with moderate price appreciation, which means prices will still go up a little bit if we have 6 months of supply. More than 6 months of supply, and it turns into a buyer's market because they have more to choose from and more options, and less than a 6-month supply of homes leads to a seller's market because the buyer has less options to choose from. Do you want to take a guess at how many months of supply we have right now? Just a guess. Less than 1 month. We have less than 1 month of supply in Guadalupe County, Texas. So what's going to happen? Fear-mongering at its best, but this time they might be right. Well, they're right in some sense. So they're right in the sense that sales are gonna drop. They're right in the sense that days on market are gonna go up, and that people may be going through price reductions because the market just isn't what it was 2 or 3 months ago. So yes, you will see some of that stuff. But those of us that are paying attention and looking at the market, where it's been, where we think it's going, how it reacts to these things, we think we're gonna be just fine. We're actually really welcoming of a market reminiscent of 2018, where we could schedule a showing, go see a house the next day, and it not have 20 offers on it. Yeah, we're looking forward to that again. If we can get back to a market where we have 2, 3, 4 months of supply and buyers aren't having to offer $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 over the asking price, that will completely change the game, and the trajectory of home prices going up will level off a bit. So unless people completely decide to stop buying homes, we may be in a recession, but we're not in a crash, and I don't see prices going down anytime soon. So what should you do if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the next 6 months to a year? You should partner up with a local agent and have these conversations about what your goals are. How long are you planning to stay in your next home? Is it time to start getting ready to sell your current home? All of these things are things that agents work with our clients long term to plan out not only this purchase that's happening right now, but how is this going to affect you over time? What is your financial plan over the next 20 years, and how can we make that happen? You should be finding a local agent that is competent to talk about these issues and to help you plan for what your life has in store for you, because real estate is going to be a big part of it. If you don't know an agent in your area, I'm happy to hook you up with one. Just leave a comment or click one of the links down below, get in contact with me, and I'm happy to help find an agent in your area that can help have these conversations with you that are tailored to your specific market.